There are 4 odd things that I've recently noticed that I feel like have changed since I've entered my midlife. These are just observations that I've made that maybe I just didn't really think were, they're not exactly like significant. I feel like they're kind of indicators that I've reached this pinnacle of my life. If you're new or returning to the channel, my name is Elaine, and I post on random things that are in my mind, especially if you're in your 40s. But I would love to hear from you what you've noticed. Maybe we'll have some commonalities on that. So yeah, drop those down in the comments below, and let's get into it. One of the odd things that I have noticed that has changed since I've entered my 40s is ACE, not ACE, but all you can eat buffets. That's what we used to call them in my day. Yeah, all you can eat is something that it's just shifted in a weird way, where what I felt was trying to get my money's worth of food is not something that I'm actually really interested in anymore. I just recall going to birthday, family events, anniversaries, and we would go to like hometown buffet, like Soup Plantation. We would be there for hours just eating, grazing. And I mean, obviously the whole idea was to like eat as much as you could because of the price, like trying to get the bang, your bang for the buck. But now that I've entered my 40s, it just doesn't seem like it's worth it to get uncomfortably full on maybe food that isn't as great. Not all buffets are made the same. Like I always think about Korean barbecue, where you cook your own meat. Choosing a venue to go somewhere to eat, I'm not gonna necessarily think about Korean barbecue because if I stuff my face, there's like this chance I'll get the meat sweats, and I don't really want to get that. The second odd thing that I noticed in my 40s that I really hadn't paid too much attention to are birds. More recently, I have just noticed certain behaviors of birds that are just kind of hanging out near my carport, and I'm finding that bird behaviors are very intriguing to me. Not only that, having a zoo membership, I am also very interested in the different types of birds that are out there. Like they have the aviary. One thing that I also noticed was when I would go for long runs and I would be running along the bay, there are several bird watchers, like dressed in their gear, in search for rare birds, or I'm not really too sure, but I'm also very intrigued at this hobby. This would never be something that I was interested. I thought, yeah, like, I mean, there are definitely beautiful birds, but like knowing the difference between all of them, I'm just kind of like very curious now, when that never existed in my thought process before. Is there an animal that you think about more recently that kind of strikes your fancy? Let me know down in the comments below. And speaking to intrigue, I am also very curious more recently about the youth. And when I say youth, I am speaking to people that are currently, entering college and below. And so I kind of have this level of annoyance and a mixture of curiosity with their energy levels. In some cases, it seems like their energy is through the roof, but then there is just like an indifference. I understand where that indifference is coming from, like because it seems like there is like a lot more time ahead. It's and then the even energy spent, like where the energy is spent, can be used for more uncalculated risks to happen. My friend used the term reckless the other day, and I was like, yeah, I recall times where I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, I would never make that same decision again now in my 40s. Like there's no way. It's weird. I'm at a different point in my life where I'm not of youth anymore. Youthful glow, but I have too much experience on my hands now. Okay, this one is probably the weirdest thing that has changed since I entered my 40s, and it is my appreciation for turtlenecks. What I've noticed is, growing up, I always felt that turtlenecks were very constrictive. Like I didn't want things to be around my neck for some reason. Maybe it's because I have this big head, and like sticking my head through a turtleneck seemed like it was uncomfortable for me growing up. Now that I've entered my 40s, I feel like turtlenecks do something that I really appreciate. It covers like this like saggy skin that can develop because maybe it's like you forget to put moisturizer on your neck and chest. It keeps it hidden, and it makes me feel like, okay, well, you can't see what's under there. Yeah, I just have this thing about like the saggy skin right here. Weird. So those are the 4 things I wanted to talk about. Really a weird, peculiar topic to discuss, but I feel like the more observant that I become to it, it's unclear to me if it's actually truly midlife things, but definitely things that I never really would have thought about until I reached this point in my life. So yeah, I want to know about you, if any of these resonate with you, but if not, what have you noticed? Drop them down in the comments below. If you haven't seen this video up on top, feel free to check it out, and I'll talk to you then.